The mashed potatoes.
Oh,
Yeah. I made the mashed potatoes.
You said that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I didn't hear that
I
part.
took the whole bowl of mashed potatoes, and then I came back with a fucking Thanksgiving dinner, bro.
It's good with the vodka. You just made a really bad face.
I keep seeing posts on Facebook talking about when Easter and 420 are on the same day, and then it's Snoop Dogg in an Easter bunny outfit. and
Dude,
shit.
it confuses me.
Or
that
Jesus smoking
the day
a
of
blunt.
Easter switches every year. Like,
Well, it's always
Well,
like the
it doesn't switch. Like it's on a different like number day every year, like that. Just because like it's not like
the number day, I guess, confuses me.
Well, it's the last Sunday of the
Yeah.
month, and you know the calendar slowly shifts because
as opposed to it being like, say it was like what is today, the fucking well, like the 20. Oh yeah, it's 420. Duh. Obviously, I'm sitting.
What is today?
Stupid. Yeah. So if it would be like, oh, if Easter was on 420, then it would always be on 420, and only the actual day would change. But it's on the last Sunday, so you don't know like what day.
it has like pulp in it. Like, is it like the coconut water?
It's like maybe the coconut water.
Yeah, I would say it tastes like it has pulp in it.
I don't think so.
You legit see it fucking swimming in there.
I think you're high. That's the ice cubes, bro.
No, I'm talking about underneath it, you retard.
I think you're still high.
I
don't see anything floating underneath ice cubes like pulp or nothing.
I mean,
So you have glasses on too.
I don't see nothing that looks like
Not like actual
pulp, but
orange juice
it's
pulp.
cloudy.
Yeah,
like,
it's cloudy.
like a drink would be with pulp.
Well, that'd be coconut water, right? Coconut water's cloudy, isn't it?
I don't fucking know.
Coconut water's like a milky texture. It's like milk.
Yeah, I don't know. I would imagine it's like water.
Yeah.
You're mostly water.
It's true.
Pretty much.
Correct. Ding 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 ding.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
Your mom is mostly water.
Something like that. I forgot what I was about to say. It was something to
Dun
do.
dun dun.
Yeah, it was something to do with the fucking.
Turkey.
No.
That
Still, Corey's still over here thinking about food.
He's hungry as fuck.
shouldn't be. Someone brought a little bit of Easter dinner to work. It was really nice. One of the waitresses.
Hell yeah.
She made a roast beef though. She put pepperoncinis in her roast beef.
That sounds good.
I've seen people do that.
It was the first time I've ever had.
Well, not like
pepperoncinis
put
in
it,
roast-
not like put in it, but I've seen people use pepperoncinis with roast beef stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was in the crock pot with it. With she did carrots and a roast beef, and it was pretty fucking good.
That sounds good.
It sounds pretty fucking good.
I went to Applebee's and they gave me small ass fucking portions. I got like the honey chicken skillet and it was like chicken and
See,
fries.
you went to Applebee's not too long ago, and you said the portions were decent. So
No,
maybe
they were
it was
like
just the one you went to.
like 4 pieces and like maybe it was like this.
Did you
chicken
guys
was,
do
like,
the
this
deal
big.
with the 2 entrees
Nope.
or some shit like that?
Nope.
I was imagining those would be maybe a little bit smaller. The 2 entrees and a dessert and an appetizer. Or something.
Like that skillet barely went over the skillet rim. Like it was that small portioned.
You usually take a picture of your food. You didn't.
You
No.
should have complained, Devin.
I should have, but I didn't pay for it.
Hey,
So,
see what I would have did was take a picture of it and then put a review on
Yeah.
Google and said it tasted good, but it's a small ass portion for the price.
It tasted good.
and that's
but I
how they
s-
changed their shit.
I tasted good, but I smashed it in like 2
And
minutes.
that's when you give them like a
See.
3.5 star. Be like, it would have got a 4 or 5 star if the portions would have been bigger.
But it's way more fun to cause a scene in
Yeah.
person, bro.
Well, our mom would have.
Yeah, no, I know.
No, that server was ass though. She took it. They took 6 minutes for her to come around for our drink orders. Like when we first sat
I
down,
wasn't busy probably.
her section was not busy. No. And then it took took them 3 minutes for us to get our drinks back. No, it took way more. It was like 5 minutes to get our drinks back. And then she left and didn't even take our food order for another like 6 minutes. So we sat at
Didn't
the
ask
table.
like, hey, you guys ready to order food?
No.
It's like, nope,
No.
I'll be back in 6 minutes, bitches. You better be ready.
Yeah, so it was 11 minutes like total when we were sitting down waiting just to put a food order in.
I would have had another drink by then. Huh? I'm like,
Yeah, exactly. I'm halfway through mine. I was so pissed. I was a bad server. She only got tipped $6.
Which Applebee's was that? Fremont?
Yeah.
Fremont Applebee's?
It was an $89 bill. We only paid her $6
You guys
for
went to the
tips.
Sandusky one?
Yeah, where was that?
Oh,
one
that's
you
what.
went to?
That's what it is.
Fremont.
Oh, Fremont. Yeah.
Every single time I go to Fremont, I always get gypped there, and you were praising it. Yeah. That's why.
We went to Sandusky.
That's why.
I was gonna say, I've never had a problem. I've never been to Applebee's in Fremont, so.
Smallish portions.
Dude, okay, so funny story about the Applebee's in Fremont. Me and Curtis both applied there at the same time. When he was living in the alley behind the Smurf house. He had just gotten his little green car, and we went out there and fucking we both filled out the applications, and they had these little tests, or like it was like
Yeah, a little 10-question test.
Yeah, like if this happens, like what would you do? Like what and you know you had to pick like the order of like shit you would do, and like me and Curtis were talking about it afterwards, and we both picked pretty much the same answers, and we both got turned down, and the chick had ended up telling us, I think something like that.
You guys cheated off each other or something?
No, no, but it was just pretty much along the lines of they didn't hire us because we weren't assholes about stuff. I don't remember. Yeah.
No, that's fair. In a kitchen business,
So,
you
a
The
kind of
customer's always right. What are you fucking talking about? Like,
Yeah. So that shit, that makes sense to me, because
See, at our job, if the customer complains about anything, automatic fix. It's like, do you want another dish? You want us to take it off your bill or something like
So
that?
there's
no matter what the fucking, there could be.
There's an issue with like, so there's a fine line of being like compliant and be like, oh yeah, sorry, we're here to serve you, and then customers just outright being a dick, and like, because there are customers that do that. There's people who like keep sending stuff back, and eventually it'll get
It's like the
comped.
movie The Waiting.
I would say, how many times will you fix it?
Yeah.
We never had to fix something more than once.
Yeah.
Okay, but would you still honor that refund if they send it back more than once?
No, it's usually one or the other. Do you want us to remake it? And
No,
then
but I'm
never
saying
have
if
to
like
send back again or
no,
anything
I'm
like
saying
that?
like if they get sent back, you get the food, you fix it, and they send it back again. Like, are you still gonna honor that? Like,
Yeah, like would you do it again if they were like, oh no, this is still wrong?
to that
They
point,
probably
I'd be
would. Either that or they just take it off their bill. You want something else?
because like
They
I
probably would make me make it a third time. They would have.
when I'm
Customers always right at our place.
yeah no after like if a customer's being a dick,
This
I'm
is
putting
that
my foot down.
Japanese
Yeah.
hospitality leaking into it, you know. They gotta have something authentic to it.
Yeah,
Because I doubt any Japanese
That's why we didn't put
steakhouse
steaks
is
on the
really-
menu next door. Chicken and shrimp, you can always cook right every time. But like, let's say if somebody wants a medium rare steak or something like that, that's why we didn't introduce the steaks next door, because that shit could be sent back all the time.
Yeah.
It's not cooked right or something.
Yeah. Wait, what's your next door?
Next door is a
Sushi
sushi room,
house.
so it's like just
Oh.
all sushi rolls and appetizers.
Yeah, so they don't
and
even
shit
have
like
steak
that.
on the menu
They
because
have,
they don't
they have
want
chicken,
people.
shrimp, and vegetable rice bowls.
Yeah,
And a
but you
hiwa noodle bowl where you get chicken or shrimp on top.
yeah, but online you can order steak, but they don't want people.
Yeah, through the hibachi side.
People don't
not
want
the sushi
steak.
side.
Yeah, people don't want steak there.
No, well, we brought up last year when they started doing the bowls, and Justin was like, "You just don't want to open that Pandora's box, dude. Just listen to me." Because he explained it. He was all like, "What if it's cooked wrong? You already hate." I'm like, I was like, "You're right."
Yeah, it makes sense.
No, like I said, there's a fine line of like helping out customers and making sure they're satisfied, and then just like having them step on me because like I remember
I
like
guess it depends on how rude or a dick you're being, dude. There's this one lady that came in the hibachi room one morning, and I'm talking about me and Cody were both there, and I'm surprised Cody didn't blow up on her. Like she like had something wrong with her, and it was just I wanted to laugh because it was so ridiculous. Everything she was like, there had to been like 5, 6, 7 different things she said, and that was the worst situation.
when I worked at the Turnpike, I was in that Panda, and like sometimes I wasn't cooking, I was serving, and fucking I remember when I served, I over portioned a bit just because the servings are kind of ridiculous, and it's Panda, you're supposed to get fucking so much Chinese food,
Yeah.
and I over portioned it, and the dude fucking was like, "So is that all the fucking chicken I'm getting?" And I was like, "That's what you're getting, sir." And he was like, I want more. And I was like, you gonna pay for more? He's like, no, I want the fucking chicken. I was like, well, this is what you're gonna get. He's like, what the fuck ever? And just walks away. And it's like, dude, like, I already made this plate. Like, the fuck
I
is
did a
wrong with
major
you?
fuck up the other day. This is kind of, it's not funny, but I was like, when they called and complained, and they like, I was like, oh shit, my bad, bro. Like, but there be the big hibachi boxes now, and they ordered a steak one, and I accidentally made a chicken, and they didn't know about it until they went back to Fremont. They came from Fremont, so they went all the way back to Fremont, and they called us, because that's a big fuck up. Like, if you want steak and you accidentally got teriyaki chicken, like. I would have been
Probably
pissed
paid
too.
way more
Yeah,
for it
like
too.
five-
No, the
$6.
steak's way more.
Yeah.
It's like $60-something. They ordered the steak one. We're supposed to get the steak one.
That's what I'm
actually.
saying.
Yeah.
They probably paid way more for that and got that
Oh, we
chicken.
we either refunded the difference or yeah, it was a big fuck up. I was all like, my bad, dude. I can't believe I missed that on the ticket. Like steak, chicken. Like, how do you fucking get a fucking difference from steak and chicken? Like, I don't smoke before I go into work.
I know a lot of people who do.
Yeah.
I remember one of my managers in the kitchen, he would make us all take breaks, and instead of him going on a break, he's like, I'm just going to go outside and take a fresh air. I know damn well he was... And he was... Every time I would see him running, I was like, I got to go grab something from the walk-in. And I would like go run in there to grab something else. He has a fucking pen in his hand, fucking...
That's the one thing that like we don't care. Like they don't care if you smoke on a pen or anything like that, as long as like you're not like standing next to the door doing it in the walk-in.
Yeah.
Like take the trash out to the
That's
dumpster.
that's a crazy policy. Like
It's not a policy. It's not in the
You
handbook.
can hit that pen. We don't give a fuck. Like
No, it's just not
It's like an unwritten.
that's crazy.
Well, it's just like, dude,
You
kitchen
know,
work
Curtis
is
does
expensive.
too.
Yeah.
He works at a more bigger place than I do.
Kitchen work's a fucking bitch on, dude. It's stressful. It's way more like you're handling.
He's acting like he's never smoked on the clock.
Yeah.
I've never smoked weed at work. I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking
Okay.
about.
But like working at a kitchen, so
I work with
stressful.
heavy machinery and have for like 10 years. I
That's
can't
true.
do
You
that
get
shit.
fucking drug tested anytime something happens. Every time there's a fuck up. That makes sense.
yeah, dude. I can't be smoking like that.
I never really
That's
heavily
crazy.
smoked until the end of my shift because I didn't want to fucking fuck shit up.
Like
So-
back at Wendy's, of course.
I'm
But
talking
that
about any
was
job in
Wendy's.
general.
Dude, we used to fucking do nothing but smoke at Wendy's. We'd be outside smoking cigarettes or on break getting high. Every day.
I remember back in the day at Wendy's, Lindy like popped her head in from the back door of the freezer. The buns were kept, and she's like, "Hey, come out here and help me with boxes real quick, Corey." I'm like, "What? You need help with boxes? Like, why?" She's like, "Just sit back here."
Oh, the good old days. I don't know, man. I don't call those good old days.
I do not miss working at Wendy's, bro.
Yeah.
It was fun when I worked there, but it wasn't like a pain in the ass or anything.
I like-
It was just like a beginning job.
I like talking to people and I like seeing people, and they just kept putting me on product control and pre-close, which is just like prepping shit and like doing dishes and like wiping down the walls and floors.
Mm-hmm.
They realized that those two positions I would cover because I was so fast, and I would just get everything done in like 3 hours, and they would just send me home. And it's like,
Dude, I did pre-close and truck a lot.
yeah, and I was there for like 3 or 4 hours, and they just sent me home. It's like, dude, I want more hours.
Stop
Like,
doing it so fast.
put me on the fucking cook, or like put me on the grill when I want to cook.
Fuck that, dude. I was all about pre-close. You
I
pre-close
was
and
always
truck.
on the grill.
Shit.
Yeah, I was pre-closing product control, so I was like
Grills
prepping
or
shit,
fryer
like,
station?
inventory. I was mopping the lobby. I was like,
Putting the truck away.
yeah. I was like, fuck that. I don't want to do that anymore. Put me on
man,
fries, bro.
I hated doing the registers and stuff.
I like register. I like fries. Fries is easy. You just put on nuggets.
Yeah, dude. Fuck all that. I was cool with being in the back or being on the grill.
And being on the grill is nice.
You know, sandwiches was okay, but
So I have a funny
You
health
get
inspection
crazy.
story from Wendy's. So health inspector was doing her routine check, and everybody's like on toes, everything. Shorty, I remember Shorty being there, David Deemer being there, and I think Lindy And like, okay, so I'm on the fry station, and she's checking the cooler underneath the fry station where we keep the fries. So like, I'm literally standing like right here, and she's directly right next to me, and like I just look down, and like she looks up at me, and I go, "So how you doing today?"
Well, you did that to Lindy?
No, it was a health inspector.
Oh,
it was like a female health inspector, and Shorty just starts cutting up, laughing. Like I'm just like, "Yo, how you doing today?"
Shorty.
I don't really have any funny memories from Wendy's. Pretty sure I told Corey this, but so before I went to like deep in high school, I was still like middle school, going to freshman year, working at Wendy's, and I remember very vividly. I was on the fryer, and this bowling team from outside came in. There was like the same time, and like nuggets were like 2 for like $5, or like 2 for $10, and at the bowling team, somebody up front was like, "I want nuggets."
Two nuggets for $10.
I'm trying to remember
it was
where we were
crazy.
living at the time when you were a freshman.
No, but it was $2 for $10. $2 for 10 nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
I remember they were like, "Oh, I want nuggets." The person behind me was like, "Oh, that sounds good. I want nuggets too." And I want nuggets. I ended up putting down 600 nuggets. Like, it was way too many nuggets. Like, both 3 baskets were full. Dude, I was pissed.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And then, fast forward, like, sophomore year, I meet one of my friends at my trade school, Caleb, and he was like, "Man, I don't think I've been to Port Clinton. Oh, there's the one time I went there for bowling, and I remember stopping at Wendy's."
Yeah,
I'm like,
no.
"You have
Yeah,
nuggets?"
you
And he was like, "How'd you know?" And I was like, "You motherfucker, dude. I was working fryer that day." He's like, "Dude, that's funny as fuck." I was so pissed. Like, dude, I was 50 nuggets right. I was like, I fit like a good 3 baskets full.
Do you remember the Wendy's when they had wings?
Mm.
Yeah.
I do.
That was a fucking... They weren't even, like, really wings. They were just... They were chicken chunks. I wouldn't...
Big ass chicken
Yeah.
nuggets, pretty much.
Yeah. Them bitches were delicious, though. Dude, people used to order the
Better than the ones
shit
they have
out of
now.
them.
Better than the ones they have now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I want
Them sons of bitches would fly.
I want
out
the McDonald's
fucking
wraps
door, dude.
back.
Shit
Those
was crazy.
those
They had a
McDonald's
really
wraps
good
were
one
really
of the
good.
sauces with them. I don't remember what. Like,
They had an Asian sauce, a barbecue sauce, and a buffalo sauce.
It was the Asian sauce.
I
That was
used
the
to,
best.
yeah, dude. I used to combine that and the barbecue sauce. That shit was banging.
I can't be mad at them for ordering those nuggets though, because I remember when we saw Burger King in town and they had $1 for 10 nuggets. I remember 30 minutes before it closed, we rolled up with $10 and asked for 100 nuggets. Like, good 30 minutes before they closed.
I've never ordered that many nuggets from somewhere.
But it was 3 of
Nah, and I haven't at one time.
No, well, it was 3 dudes. It was like 3 dudes, and we just ended up going back to somebody's house, pulled 3 different TVs.
3 dudes, we were circle jerking, eating chicken nuggets.
And we were playing. We had 3 TVs in the living room and 3 Xbox. We were shooting Destiny 1 Strikes.
We just always ordered pizza.
No, we had a whole bunch of energy drinks, and we were just eating nuggets, and we all threw up.
I don't ever remember really eating that much when we would all hang out, bro.
They have like 3, 4 TVs. Like,
Yeah.
I think it was pizza most of the time. I know that's what we ordered a lot when I lived with Curtis.
Oh yeah, when you started living with Curtis, I was thinking more like when we would hang out at fucking when I lived with Josh. We didn't eat.
No, we didn't eat a lot there, no.
Yeah, no, we
Fast food maybe, but I don't even remember that.
we would eat at work. We didn't have,
Yeah, if you looked in our fridge, it was bare.
yeah, there was
beer in
shit. Yeah, maybe.
There was beer. There's mostly
If
just beer.
it
in the
was on a
fridge.
night we were drinking, yeah, there was beer. But if it was on a night we were all broke, there was just
No,
nothing.
I remember us having beer stocks all the way in the fridge, and then we had another cooler with ice in it, and we had to put the beer in that.
No, he's definitely making that up. We never had that much beer at one time in that house, bro.
I remember
Not
one weekend we had
time.
3 30-packs.
Maybe one weekend, but it was never to the point
Because
where
each one of us got a 30-pack that
week.
weekend. And I remember the fridge, we filled the fridge up so much we had another cooler we had to put the beers in.
I don't think that's true.
Because I remember there was a cooler and a little mini black fridge and then a big cooler. And we used to keep the bottles in the little black fridge.
Yeah, I remember having the little mini fridge for a while. But
That's
then,
where we put the liquor in, the liquor bottles, because we would have, each one of us would have a different liquor bottle usually.
That was when Josh started getting stuff from Rent-A-Center just to get it. Just get something from Rent-A-Center and then not pay for it forever.
I remember a couple people just passing out and hitting the floor at that house. So there was I think it was a certain brand of Rellos we were buying at the time, but we had like 3 different people just like after we get done fucking smoking heavily, just sitting there having a good time. One of them would walk somewhere and just fucking down. We're like, fuck, you okay? You know, like, passed out.
Yeah.
I think it was that brand of Rello, honestly.
It's got what, laced
All
with
the way.
melatonin, like fucking.
No,
It was a wrap. It was zigzag.
Yeah,
I think it was
the
zigzags.
Blue Juju zigzag wraps.
It wasn't the ones that had the
3
cigars in them. It was the wrap wraps.
3 different people, dude. It was fucking.
After the
crazy.
second and third one, we were like,
Yeah,
it's gotta be the wraps.
We stopped
like,
buying blue because it was. We stopped buying the Blue Juju ones after that.
like me and him never passed out, but a couple. Alan did. Alan hit his head on the counter.
Alan, Tyler, and Josh's girlfriend.
All just Josh's girlfriend more like crumbled.
She fell.
Tyler, we
straight
didn't get to
into-
hear because he was walking into the bathroom and just boof right into the bathroom. He got a big old fucking cut on his chin because he just landed face first.
Yeah.
Dude, the whole house shook on that one, dude.
Yeah.
We were all like, "What the fuck was that?"
And like we smoked in my room, and we walked out into the kitchen after we got done smoking. And Alan went and put his hand up like he was gonna put his hand on the
Like
on
leaning
the, on
against
the door
something?
frame. And then, but he was like in front of the door frame, and he just put his hand up on nothing and leaned, and just fell forward. And then, yeah, Desiree, she just walked into the bedroom and then just boom, fell straight down.
I think it was walking to the bedroom. I don't even think she made it to the bedroom.
No, because she landed in a pile of clothes in
Okay.
Josh's room.
Okay.
It was right next to the bed. Cause I was standing there and I seen it move. I was like, "What the fuck?" And I looked over. And she was
That house, we
laying-
did a lot of other things than smoking weed, but
Oh.
those days we weren't even doing other things, and it was just the weed. It was that rap. I swear it was the rap.
Yeah, it was every time that happened. We were only smoking at the time.
You want me to do it?
I go say nothing. Those were fucking some days.
You want a little mix shot, BK?
What is it?
That prime and some whipped vodka that tastes like a melted creamsicle almost.
Yeah, I'll try it. You lead me down a weird road right here.
I think it tastes good. It tastes better. I didn't taste like this right here alone, but the face Devin made, I was like,
Yeah.
It was just a weird texture. I wasn't expecting it. It didn't taste. It tastes fine.
What kind of weird texture are you talking about?
I don't think it has a weird texture. I think it's fucking high.
I mean, I was just curious.
Tastes like
Yeah.
you could like.
That's the vodka that you
Nah.
can see wiggles in it. Right.
I don't see nothing wiggling.
Happy Easter, guys. Oh,
Oh.
Happy Easter.
be better if it was cold.
It would be better if it would be better if it was cold.
It's like a.
Tastes like a melted popsicle to me, like a creamsicle pop. But
Yeah, I was trying to think of the orange cream lifesaver candies. That's kind of what it reminds me of. The aftertaste tastes like that's pretty good. But yeah, you can definitely tell it's like that shit's thicker than that. So it doesn't mix right. It's like trying to mix oil and water.
Or like vegetable
that's,
oil.
that's probably true. Oh no, it
That's
does with
probably
Malibu
true.
rum. Like I bet that Malibu rum would be pretty good.
Oh yeah, probably
I
yeah.
don't like coconut though.
Any kind of rum then. Just not.
Corey's over here offended.
Yeah.
Well, I
Don't
can
just
kind of
start-
get the
You
coconut
gonna
part.
start crying?
Well, at first I thought Captain Morgan, but then I switched to Malibu in my head.
They had the new like buckets at Applebee's, and I had it had Malibu in it.
They didn't have the dollar margaritas anymore.
No, I got one fucking shark bowl. She didn't eat my fucking gummy after I commented on it. She's like, "I'll make sure you get the gummy. I don't know if it's gonna be the shark one, but I'm gonna get you a gummy." Didn't even give me a fucking gummy
You
either.
just start bringing your own gummies and shit to places.
Yeah, dude. That's
Did
like the
you get
whole
a cocktail
thing.
like a Long Island? There's a couple gummies in it somehow. Someone's like, "How'd you get that?" I brought my own.
Yeah, but like I carry a pack on deck.
Oh, yeah, shit.
You ever seen the people that carry hot sauce bottles on a fucking holster?
I'm about to, bro.
Life. I've seen them on TV.
I'm so tired of like that. You probably wouldn't get a shark bowl from fucking Fremont or for some dust.
I only say that because they make this drink at the restaurant we go to, Tequila. In one of their locations, they make a different drink, and they don't have one of the ingredients at the one we go to.
They don't have maple syrup.
Yeah, maple syrup. They don't, so they can't make the drink. And he's just like, "I'm gonna start bringing my own bottle of maple syrup just so they can make the drink." Like, we get a little bottle. Like,
It looks good. Sounds good. And I was like, dude, I want to try it because the Yellow Jacket's really good. And so I was like, I want to fucking try this one. And they're like, oh, we don't have the maple syrup. Then why the fuck you say it's on the board?
what if you did get a gummy drink from like Applebee's and you did bring your own gummies and you just like stuffed them in there when the waitress wasn't looking, and then when she comes back you go, "Dude, thanks for all the extra gummies." She's all like, "Hey, wait, what?"
That's like the third time I've been to the Applebee's and that shark bowl did not have a gummy in it, bro. I'm so pissed.
You know what's funny? If you did carry around a thing of fucking maple syrup like that, and you were like, "Here, now you can make the drink," they'd still probably
They
like,
still
"Nah."
probably wouldn't make it.
Some
no.
places
Like,
wouldn't
I
do
can't
that,
do it.
but like they know us enough.
Yeah, I think Tequila gets the vibe that they would. Like we've been there like good 20 times. The bartender already knows our drinks before we sat down.
Yeah.
Like Yellow Jackets.
I started going there before I took you there. So
Yeah.
like
She's like two
it's
Yellow
one of the
Jackets.
best margaritas I've ever had there.
Casually admitting to being alcoholics right now.
They have a good ass happy hour.
That's how I feel.
Where's it at?
Tequila in Perrysburg is towards Toledo.
It's a really good
So their happy hour is like 2.5 hours long around that time, and then all half off appetizers, all appetizers, which they have like 15, 20 different appetizers, and then half off all alcohol, no matter what it is.
Yeah,
So like $60, $70 shots there, like are half off, or like if you were to get a tower of margarita with like it's half off, like.
Yeah, so those Yellow Jacket cocktails are like $3 during happy hour. Like they're cheap as fuck.
Yeah, it's a really good margarita. Like it's made with honey in it.
Sounds pretty good. I haven't had a margarita in a long time. Last margarita I had was probably like 3 years or so ago. Probably maybe a little longer.
We were gonna go to Tequila.
Margaritas to me like are like sweet, cheap ones you get from like Mexican restaurants. This is like a really nice craft cocktail margarita where they put like a honeycomb stick. You know, the wooden stick that you put honey on.
Mm-hmm.
They have that on top and they drizzle honey on it, and you can sit there and stir it in your margarita.
Mm-hmm.
Just fucking fancy.
Yeah, we were gonna
It's not
go.
an incredibly fancy place either.
We were gonna go to Tequila while we were in Gibsonburg, but we called and they didn't answer. So
Did you just say Gibsonburg?
yeah, that's how it's called.
Gibsonburg?
Gibsonburg. I don't know. That's a bougie ass fucking town.
Is it? I had never
Yeah.
been. I'm gonna start calling it Gibsonburg now. That's
Gibsonburg.
fucking awesome.
That's where the gypsies live.
I walk in the doorstep and I was like, "What in the gay
I bet there is a gypsy
gated
bird.
community is this?" And they started laughing at that.
Oh, that was awesome.
I saw
Gypsy
3
bird.
bicyclists on my way to go to his house, and I saw like
What's wrong with that?
it looked like Oak Harbor, but everything was a lot nicer, and like how the houses were nice, all the yards were kept, like everything looked way too nice.
You know, there is better places than this right here. You know, like
They looked
or
nice.
even that. You know, you go outside the just state of Ohio and other.
And well, it looked like I was in Catawba. That's why I was like, "What in the gated ass? What the gay gated community ass is this?"
Hey man, ain't nothing wrong with the gated community.
I mean, no, my friend bought his house, so I'm proud of him.
I mean, it would matter. It depends on who's in the gated community.
And
I
that's like a
mean,
cult.
honestly though, I stay to myself enough that I probably wouldn't give a fuck.
True.
True.
Especially if
But you have
it's,
Kai and a kid, so like that means like. Are you talking about?
That's very true.
Like
also
he
gotta
goes out
remember-
wants to play with neighbors, and then you'd have to interact with other people. Like
You also gotta remember, like gated
Yeah.
communities, man. Like even if
Shut
you
up.
don't.
Like, what if P Diddy was in the gated community? Like, would you still want to live in that gated community?
No,
What
obviously not, bro. Fuck that.
Being a gated community isn't
Isn't
even part of the
that, like,
equation
you
there.
trying
Yeah.
to are you trying to say like I should go look for prison houses or something?
No, like you say
Because
gated
technically
community.
Diddy is in a gated community. Right?
Yeah. But no, I think the issue with gated communities is even if you want to be exclusive, they'll still like bug you. Like they'll knock on your door and you're like, oh, you were
Well, there is
gated.
gated communities, and then there's just communities that don't have gates too. Like Davey lives in a community. Like,
I mean, technically, we all live in communities that don't have gates. I don't. Really.
like where all the houses are the same, the house apartments, and then
It's just called a complex.
yeah. But that's nicer than a complex.
Yeah, it's just either called like apartment complex or like a housing complex or
That makes the point look like fucking Lakeview.
yeah, but like that's still like a complex.
Yeah, that's true.
Like it's not like a centralized community with like their own convenience store and
Yeah.
shit.
Not convenience store, but they have a swimming pool.
Yeah, like the gated communities have like their own like fire department and shit.
Yeah, I would say sometimes gated communities get like crazy.
Or
Yeah.
To be
resorts.
their own
How
li-
come
to be
towns
their own
just
little
don't build
village?
resorts and just let everybody stay there? You know, like
Because then nobody would visit Mexico. I mean,
because you imagine instead of everybody living in their own separate houses, we all just live in a big ass fucking resort building. Like,
well, but the problem with that is that like if you're gonna live in a big old resort building, you're implying that your whole entire life is just a big vacation. You'll be like, because if you got like a real job and bills and shit, you can't just be like resort style all the time.
true.
You'd be like, got people fucking hanging out by the pool trying to do that.
I think I said something to maybe you or Devin once about like instead these two people that are retired, like they're married, and like instead of going to a retirement home and spending the money on the retirement home all year, they take one constant cruise.
Oh yeah, you.
They just go on cruise after cruise after cruise all year long, and they say it's cheaper doing that than to afford a retirement home.
See, now, like, that's probably true for them, but they're also
I wonder what their
retirement.
jobs
They're
was.
all retirement age. You know, they don't have jobs. They don't have kids to take care of. It's just them. So that's probably true. But, like, me, I got fucking Kai, bills, and fucking a job and shit. I couldn't just do that. But yeah, I gotta believe that.
Kids
like,
love cruises. What are you talking about, bro?
Yeah, but they
You
don't
get to go to the pool
they
and the
don't-
slide and you do your homework first.
have homework from what?
That's homeschool. I don't know.
He goes to school when we hit the ports.
What if
Whatever
you
school
seriously
closes.
no? What if you were like you meet somebody and they're like, yeah, I was homeschooled my whole life and we lived on cruises.
I live in the water.
Dude, that shit would probably suck.
Yeah.
It depends on if you got to see the world. Like, what if you went like on different cruises, not the same cruise ship the rest of your life? Like,
I'd rather be on the same cruise ship my entire life. I don't want to like
Yeah,
learn the whole
because
layout
especially
and then
because if you're doing it like exclusively, you're not just doing it like for like holiday times. You're gonna get times where you're gonna meet absolutely nobody, and you're gonna fucking be alone
and you
on
get a
a
buffet
big ass
and a
ship.
bar and a pool.
You're gonna get lost on a big ass cruise ship.
are you paying for this? Like, is this all free? Like, who's paying for the food? if
No,
you do that
he's
yourself?
saying that it's
Because-
cheaper to live like that. Like instead of investing in buying a house or getting an apartment or something, you just go on cruises consistently and you you live on a cruise ship full time.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah, like I don't know if I could do it. It would probably be cool for a little while.
Yeah.
That's like
I'd
a person
get-
that works on a cruise ship. That's all they do is go on cruises all year long.
I'd probably get paid a shit extra shit ton.
Dude, you can't
Nah.
even say that. Like somebody that you're not going on a cruise if you work on. That's like saying Katy Perry's an astronaut because she rode that thing into space, dude.
That
That is like
I don't even
100%
believe she did that. That was just
the same
at least
thing.
mine's more believable.
Yeah, no, I don't think it would be like going on a cruise every day when you're working on it.
Well, cruise is probably a little more astronomically priced than like, that type of lifestyle. But like, let's say if someone was rich enough to do that with their family.
I still would like. Have you seen like videos of like really hardcore waves in the middle of the ocean on the cruise? Of like
So we live two different kinds of lifestyles.
Yeah,
I'd say
that shit would freak me out.
Yeah, dude, imagine having to walk
I'd be
and
the
then fucking
psycho
fly
laughing.
5
Like
feet up
I'd
in
be
the air.
like, woo! I'd have fun.
And I'd have fun too. Don't get me wrong, but not when I'm trying to fucking sleep, and I'm like sitting there fucking
Yeah, right.
whoosh.
It's when you sleep in a hammock, bro.
That's still gonna fucking.
What
I hear
is-
the
what
whole
is
thing
that
go.
gonna do?
I hear the whole thing go.
Well, on ships back in the day, they used to sleep in hammocks because the swaying of the ship, goes with the hammock and ship.
Yeah, but you don't hear all the furniture or everything on the fucking.
I wonder if that would actually like make a difference.
No,
That's what they
it
did
helps.
back in
It
the
helps.
day,
Yeah.
With motion sickness.
Yeah. Because
That doesn't seem like it would help.
well, because it would keep it would shake with the boat, so you wouldn't know which way is down because you're
Yeah,
constantly.
so
being,
if the boat goes back and forth and you have a hammock in it going back and forth, it's like the hammock stays more still than the boat does.
Yeah, no, I understand the concept of it, but
Oh.
like it just, I don't know, man. Just it doesn't seem like it would really help.
Dude, if that's the wind, that's crazy.
No, I think it's
The
a
train.
Oh, I was about to say, dude, I thought that was
Yeah,
the wind. I was like, what, we have a gale force wind? No, it was windy today. I was like, man, that'd be like...
Oh my god, dude, this might be a tornado or something.
yeah, dude, if we can hear the
What
wind
if
that
it was?
bad.
Dude, a tornado just going by and we're just having a
I
podcast.
don't think it would be this bright out if there was a tornado.
Yeah. Do you think it would stop and listen or
What?
Well,
tornado? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the
That'd
tornado.
be wicked. You see on the news tomorrow, it's just the tornadoes just sitting in this one fucking.
I would say it's
right
aliens. If it was, dude, for real, I would say it would be aliens. If it just like a tornado, like paused for like 20 minutes so in the same spot, like just.
Dude, that would be something. 'Cause I would say tornadoes sometimes don't even last 20 minutes. So.
So do you think that like
Stops back every year at the same time.
so have you guys thought about it where like do you know how like when we speak to animals we're kind of just of a foreign we're kind of like a foreign eldritch being to them like they don't know how to like
Unless you're Dr. Doolittle.
Wait, what do you mean?
have you ever thought of like so you know how like we're like to like animals like goldfish or like squirrels that they can't comprehend us or not understand us
Some do.
aren't we like in a sense like eldritch beings to them like wouldn't it's like
What does
wouldn't
that,
say
what does that
sentient
mean?
elder
I don't know
beings.
what the fuck you're like. What's an eldritch being?
like
He's
I don't know,
saying more
'cause-
superior.
Pepperidge Farm.
like Cthulhu or like fucking like how can they comprehend us like
I've
squirrels can't speak
just never heard that.
but
word
like squirrels
before.
can't speak English and like the squirrel does not know what a human is
That's like saying
Right,
apes
it
have
just
it.
thinks we're a fucking
Yeah.
crazy ass animal.
so
I think
at the
animals
extent
can
that
be
like
bilingual.
at the extent of like do you think of like if we run into aliens that like it would be the same way with us where we're too dumb for them and like we couldn't like never comprehend them or like
yeah, we just look at him, and I think that's probably what it will be.
I think if
Yeah.
the alien has enough advanced technology to come to this planet from another like place in general, they're gonna have some type of device, most likely, to be able to communicate
but
with us.
would they
And if they didn't, they're dicks, and they'd probably just kill us.
Yeah,
Because
would
they? wouldn't even bother.
do we give those voice translators to squirrels
Well, there's been movies like where alien spaceships come to the planet and they broadcast to every TV, and they're sitting there describing their message in the language that wherever they are.
yeah but
Like
like
in America, they're speaking English, and when they're transported to Africa, it depends like where they're from. It's a different. Like, it's
If
kind
it-
of.
when they're in Africa, they speak African.
if they're
There's like over 1,000 different
If-
languages
if-
over there.
if they're planet bound, if we're planet bound and an alien comes to us, they're gonna see us as inferior. They're not gonna try and communicate with us.
It depends on. It all depends.
They're gonna see us as a lesser, and then just like either like reap off of us or like blow up
They're
the
doing
planet.
that now.
Yeah, they're just
Yeah.
gonna come in and do whatever. They're not gonna give two fucks like what we're doing.
Yeah.
This would be like, because we're not gonna stop like building a building
Because a
if
squirrel's
one-
there.
Yeah, because squirrels come up and like look at you.
I
like,
guess
why
it
the fuck
depends
you-
on the direction and aspect you're looking at it, because you're
We're
being
just-
really negative about the whole alien things coming.
We-
What
we
if
have
they're here to deliver intergalactic brew?
Yeah.
Like some
Well,
ale.
then benefit.
then they need to hurry the fuck up and
Yeah.
What if they come and they have that space coke or some really good ganja? Like,
The galactic
I
gun.
think I would be suspicious if aliens landed on the White House lawn And they come out like, we got some space coke for you guys.
And that day it became legal.
Oh, man.
But no, I'm just curious because like I feel like
Donald Trump would be all about it, dude. He'd be like, as long as you give us our technology, you're cool.
I don't know, I just feel like aliens just would not care
Dude,
about
I
us.
don't. That's actually like not true. You know how like Donald Trump has been deporting everybody, bro. Even people that aren't supposed to be deported.
That's true.
So
I don't know. I think Donald Trump's
if
cool and
aliens
crazy.
landed here, he would deport them.
No, honestly, I think he's
100%.
cool enough to be like, let's have a business meeting with him. He's crazy. He's crazy
I
enough.
mean, maybe.
Nah, he'd be like,
That's a good point.
He does one with Putin
But-
and Kim Jong Un, or whatever his name
Kim
is.
Jong Un.
Whatever his name is. Don't assassinate me for saying that.
Kim Jong Un.
Kim Jong who or
Un. Kim Jong Un.
Kim Jong Un.
yeah, like if he's crazy enough and like more like strategical, like you want to be on their good side, he has meetings with them. So if aliens showed up from outer space, he'd probably be like, we need a business meeting with them.
Well, you also have to remember, you're
Maybe.
you have to remember that like,
And as soon as he busts out the space code, he'd probably be like, all right, deal.
but like we're on the same power as like Russia and Korea. Like the reason why he is making deals and like.
And you don't think if an alien spaceship landed on the front lawn, he would be like, let's see if we can have a meeting with them.
No, it'd be more like, please spare us! Don't nuke the planet! It won't be like,
no, he's not that. I don't think he would get on his knees.
dude,
If
if
they
an
asked
alien
Donald Trump
race,
to get on his knees and beg, that's probably when shit would probably start to happen.
like, it's like he could do that stuff with Russia and stuff like that because we have the same power as them. But if an alien species that could
we do
already
not have the
teleport
same technology and power as them.
as Russia, yeah, we do.
I don't think so.
We're pretty much dead center. The whole fuck was the Cold War,
Get the
bros.
fuck out of here.
There's the whole Cold War.
They were here for spies to learn off our technology. Yes, I do know that, but at the same time, if that happened, they obviously have the same technology, and plus,
Do we have nukes?
Yeah,
Does North Korea have nukes?
yeah,
Does Russia have nukes?
yeah.
We're all in the same power.
But there's also so you can't sit there and say that governments hide secrets of technology that they're making.
But that.
And they have Khabib. That's a whole like fucking arsenal right
But we
there.
have
No, they don't.
we already have atomic weapons.
I thought
They
Russian.
want Khabib fucking in prison.
I'm not
'Cause
talking
he's,
about
like,
as
invaded-
in like that, but at the same time they use him as a
Well,
weapon.
like he's a sleeper agent. They're gonna declare war and then they're gonna say
Khabib's just gonna see Khabib running down the street.
Khabib's
like,
eyes are gonna turn red. It's gonna be like the Terminator. He's just gonna be choking everybody out.
But we already have atomic weapons, and it's not going to get much stronger than that.
I don't
Depends
know,
on what
man.
your definition of strong is.
We have weapons that can.
I don't know if that's true, dude. What the fuck?
Where was the
What did you just say?
I said depends on what your definition of strong is.
Bro,
I want you to play
saying-
a fucking Russian chess and say they're not strong in different ways.
If your definition of strong is being weak as fuck, then you're strong as hell.
you're saying a nuke that could like glass half of Ohio with one drop is not strong. I don't know. Like that shit. It would,
Strong as in like powerful as in it destroys, but like there's different methods of strength too.
yeah, but like send it to an alien. Like if an alien could just kill us, why would he trade off of us? It's more of just like, hey, we're going to enslave you.
Yeah, right. That's like when we get ants that come into the house, we don't like barter with them and be like, hey, you want to go back outside? We just get the exterminator to come in and
Yeah,
gas
it's just
those
like
motherfuckers.
you're planning to inconvenience us. You're right in the middle of a
It's
galactic.
not like fucking Galactus is stopping by.
You don't know that though.
Yeah, it's like-
an alien race
An alien-
might be.
an alien's
I'd
gonna
be
be like,
pissed if Galactus stopped by and then superheroes just come out of the woodwork. Like there's just like 50
yeah, but like
superheroes we don't know about.
Alien-
Like, that one looks like Superman.
It's just like the movies.
aliens aren't gonna be like, we have moon rocks and space juju. It'd be like, you're in the middle of a galactic highway. You must perish.
See, you're still being really negative about it.
But see, that would be some bullshit. They'd be like, "Yeah, we're building the super highway. We gotta buy your plantation."
He was
Like,
lucky he knew an
fuck.
alien.
Yeah.
But they were making it. That's what confuses me. At the end of the movie, they're making a new Earth, and apparently, did they respawn all the people that just got blasted away into the original Earth? Because it's like it's like he was showing him the new Earth, and it's like, yeah, we're building this right here, but it's like, what about all the humans and stuff like that? But they were replacing the animals, so.
What are you talking about?
The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, I wasn't making a reference to that movie.
Yeah. That's the superhighway. Like,
I was just saying, like,
you just confused the shit out of me.
In that movie, like, his planet got destroyed because they were demolishing it for a superhighway.
Oh, dude, see, I just came up with that. I didn't even know that was a thing.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
No, it's just like that's how it would be. Like, we're not at that technology yet, so we're not considered equal to them. And it's just going to be like that until we learn how to space travel ourselves.
Right, like it's like the government will buy up your property to make a highway.
Yeah. Unless
it's the interstates.
Yeah. It's only going to be a matter of time. But I mean, like, if an alien shows up, we're kind of just be like, please don't kill us. Because that's pretty much the only thing we could do.
I'm just waiting for an alien race to show up with that fucking disc that we put all our information on.
Well, if they do come and they say, we want your firstborn or your lastborn, I hope it's one of those choices. Well, you'd be fucked, but he wouldn't.
Well, but is it like
Egyptian,
is it my mom's lastborn or my dad's? Because technically I've got 2 younger brothers.
Okay.
On my dad's side.
Well, I think in those scenarios, isn't it always the mom's birth?
I don't know.
That's a good question. That's a good question. Nobody went over that when it was just your firstborn.
Yeah. You can call a China person.
Everybody's firstborn.
Hot.
I actually really think it's
everybody's firstborn, so that's fuck that. I don't know, man. If the aliens are gonna,
if we have
stop by, they need to hurry up.
If we're gonna, maybe they realized how
haven't
self-destructive.
They already stopped by, or are you guys just?
Maybe they realized how self-destructive we are with this planet, so they don't want to give us space travel because we know damn well if we move to Mars, we're just gonna blow that shit up too. We're like a fire ant enclosure. They don't want us to fucking spread. They're keep that termites in that fucking cage.
Cover up the hole.
Yeah, they do. They do not want us to zap any more oil from any other fucking.
You never know. It could just be like
planets.
the Matrix, and they have gotten here, and we're just all on fucking pods somewhere.
That lamp looks really weird.
I don't know, man. I don't know if there's anything like us out there, but there's got to be life.
I think. If we look in the
fart floating in the wind out in space,
something like bacteria floating around somewhere. Probably not in space because shit can't.
So
in space, but.
We could sit here and discuss that the galaxy is ever expanding and the universe is ever growing, and the only reason why our planet is sustainable in our galaxy is because the Goldilocks zone, where we're not too hot, not too cold, and it's just enough for carbonite.
That's because that's what we breathe and not what our planet breathes on.
Yeah.
But who's to say there's not a planet out there that they suck in nitrogen all the time or something? You
have to remember that the galaxy is ever growing, the universe is ever growing, so there is endless possibilities theoretically of species. So there is going to be.
And they're just at the same capacity, more maybe less, and it's just really far away, and it's really hard to pinpoint where we are.
We're
in the grand scheme of things.
We're nowhere. That's the whole point. Is where we literally do not. There's not a comprehensible gauge of mapping where we are in the universe because there is no.
If an alien came by us, it was by mistake.
Probably unless they have that shit mapped out, but we sure don't.
I don't know, dude. I think if there was something that had it mapped out, we'd see it.
But we don't know the picture yet. It's like saying this is all we see. We can't picture that where we at because what is his word?
I always wonder if we're part of a star constellation. Like our sun and solar system and shit
probably,
like that.
yeah.
Or someone else's planet somewhere else.
Yeah,
and they look up into the sky and they're like, oh, there's Orion's belt. Or not Orion's belt, but
Yeah, I'm sure. Probably.
It's just we're only perceivable of what's around us, so we can't really see the full picture because we don't have access to it yet. It's like we're right here and all we see is this O. We don't know
I've
what
been
this
seeing
fucking
really
word
cool
is.
pictures from that James Webb telescope.
Yeah, but I would say we do know of a fucking
Other planets.
a whole lot of shit.
Yeah, but like now we still have like up to here, but we like the world, the galaxies, and the universe is ever expanding. So like we're never gonna know what that fucking word is because we don't have the power reach that far.
Well,
So that's what I'm
Which part?
saying. Like, if there's something that could, then I think we would know about it because I think
How would
it
we know?
Be,
We
it
would
would
never-
be everywhere.
How would we know? We don't have
I
any
also
that far.
think, like, I would like to believe in that, but I also look at it as, like, if we live on a planet that we haven't even explored all the oceans, 100% of the ocean completely, what's to think we can explore space and find something?
I don't think anybody's arguing that you could.
It's just it's harder to find something in space probably that's a lot like us without, like, knowing exactly where to look.
I mean, they kind of, well, they don't know where to look. They know what to look for in our conditions.
Well, think about it like this, too.
But you got to think, if something's observable by us, then it has to abide by our laws of physics. You couldn't just have some other crazy ass, like, you couldn't just look on Mars and physics would be different there than it would be here. That's not how that shit would work.
No,
So
but
anything that we observe, if it's going to be in, like, what we're seeing, I think would have to abide by our laws of physics.
Well, like,
At least that's what makes sense in my head.
our physics.
But I'm also not the smartest person in the world, and I'm pretty fucking high right now.
Well, wouldn't our physics be like our physics are relative to what we know, not what other things know? So like we could we could see something and understand something that we can't comprehend because like you say physics like gravity. Gravity isn't consistent,
but just
like
because something else would characterize something different doesn't mean that it.
we could
Or
use
isn't
our
our physics based on the properties of Earth?
we could use our physics to like pinpoint like that's what their gravity is like, and that's how we can like
I would say
Fahrenheit
some
and
of our
Celsius is
math
gonna be
would
equal.
probably be the same, but
But, like,
the physics part, like,
yeah,
there's different
it's-
gravity on this Earth than there is to other Earths.
There's a different boiling point on this Earth than that Earth. It's just like we could mark it, but it's not going to be a 1-to-1. It doesn't have to line up. But like our physics doesn't have to line up, but we can use our physics to understand what their physics are.
But even if you have, like, for the boiling point thing, even if you have different boiling points, doesn't mean you get to the boil a different way.
How do you know?
You're not gonna super cool something and it's gonna boil.
I think
could have-
I
they
think
could have their water
I
do
would
that.
have to say a lot of the math is
But
probably the
see,
same.
you would have to be in, like, a literal other universe, like, because in ours you can't do it that way.
But
What if the
for
math?
water,
What if
yeah,
the
but
math
not
was
really liquid.
different in a different, not plane of existence, but like there's 2D, 3D, 4D. What if there's like 5, 6,
Yeah, a
7D?
different dimension.
Yeah, and it's just like the physics could be different than math.
I don't know if that's how that works.
I'm just saying
It doesn't seem like you'd be able to do it that way. I don't think you could have two sets of physics exist at the same time.
What if it's on the quantum scale too?
What the fuck does that even mean?
Well, time runs differently. If time ran differently, would physics be different?
But does it?
Yeah.
Or are we just saying that because it was in Avengers?
No, I'm saying I believe in that. That's a really big quantum.
God, I've never heard that before, though. I've never heard
I've
that
heard it from
time runs
Big
different.
Bang Theory says it. I'm pretty sure. Like,
I don't know, man. I don't know. This just doesn't seem like it would work. I think it feels like that would be something that would break the universe.
well, wouldn't big objects move a lot differently than it would be like the size of an ant? Obviously, we can walk or run. That.
What? I mean, I know what you're saying. Like that. Like we're bigger.
I'm pretty sure time runs slower in space too because of gravity.
well, like
The
there's a
definitely
difference.
time runs different in space.
There's a difference between like perceived time and actual time.
I would
but
say
also like
time is relative, though.
yeah.
But so it's not. it's not like
Time is man-made.
Well, I would say right now, time is not different in space because you're not there.
Yeah, like time.
No,
is,
I'm not saying that. I'm saying time runs slower in general.
But we don't know that. But like, because
No,
time
that's
is
been proven.
time is subjective. It's time is literally like we made time up. Time is not an actual thing on a numeric scale. We could say like, oh, it moves faster
We
in this
scaled it
planet.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's just a self-made scale.
Yeah, it's just a thing that we mathed out to keep ourselves in a loop where we know how to like comprehend things. Like, oh, this food lasts for 5 days because we learned that. But like, we don't know if fucking planets.
And I also believe this. It's it's probably a little harder for you guys, but it comes from the Bible a little bit. Like back when there was a much richer atmosphere and like not so much sun radiation and stuff because whatever broke down, the water wall broke down and blah blah blah. You used to live longer, so time would maybe run differently too if you lived longer.
I feel like it was like common.
Like imagine if you were immortal, wouldn't time like time would move differently for you than it would be a normal person.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Time is relative to like you. So I don't know.
Diary report back in.
Probably. I say usually that's what you start with.
Pour some more if you were that curious. If you didn't know that.
It'd be fine. It'd be fine.
Okay, let's slice things up. I don't know if this question got asked yet on the podcast.
Hold on. If we're gonna slice things up, I'm gonna stay with what we were kind of talking about. I have kind of a little fucking hot take that I've had in my head. Oh, well, I don't know if it's a hot take. Not Dustin. Robert didn't think it was anything, but we were talking about aliens. So, but like, what if we're the outpost planet? You know, like how Elon wants to go to fucking Mars and make an outpost for Earth in case some shit happens, and like, hopefully within the next couple thousand. Yeah, like, what if we're that outpost, man?
Probably.
Like, what if fucking it was just crazy? Like, somebody shot their load in a fucking cup, put it on a fucking meteor, sent it hurtling into space.
Well, there is theories and shit behind that.
It hit the Earth.
Yeah, we're just a testing planet. We're Australia. We're the oh fuck if that happens we're dead planet.
I mean, it makes sense.
We're just a big reality TV show.
That's what the coronavirus. That's what the coronavirus was.
We're just a big reality TV show planet where an alien just sitting on his fucking TV and he's got 1 billion channels to pick from. He's like, oh, this one looks interesting.
You'd be like, man, Earth season 25 sucked.
Yeah, man, fuck
change the channel,
dude. Another war? Come on, dude.
Yeah, I'd be like, these guys are fighting all the time. This show's stupid.
Yeah, but it's just like imagine like the fucking like
our eyes are just the projectors of some just big satellite.
Just imagine like the coronavirus or like other illnesses were like implemented by aliens to see what would happen on our planet before they implemented it on their planet.
We're DLC in a video game. Here's the COVID-19 DLC.
No, it's just like we're like the animal tested products. We're like the shampoo tested.
Like if you think about it as in like what type of alien it is and what they would do, what if it was like the Transformers and it was just like Autobots but they've been here the entire time and we didn't know about that shit.
Well, yeah, but they weren't doing anything while they were here though. They were just.
But at the same time, like, what if it was like that instead? It depends on what type of alien you're really looking at because people have said like what the octopus or something is almost alien-like.
Yeah, I've heard people say that they think octopuses are from outer space.
There's no firm behind this, but at the same time, it just depends on what type of,
it's the fucking Venom symbiote!
Yeah, it depends on what type of alien it is.
Would you take on a symbiote? Would you willingly do that?
I'd probably do it.
Like, knowing like you'd have, like, eat humans or, fight against...
Well, because, see, technically it's not me.
Good thing he wasn't a hardcore Christian.
So it's not technically me eating the thing because it's just... I would do it.
But you imagine being like the Pope or something that's really hard in the Catholic Church and having a symbiote.
Like, who's gonna fucking...
Yeah, but like on a day-to-day basis, what are you gonna do? Like, what do you need that power, Like, It's like, yeah, you get super
fucking
shit.
no, I want to fucking jump
Are we
around.
talking about in the superhero
Sounds
universe where we have
cool.
villains and superheroes
No,
fighting
like,
against? Or
you
you talking
just-
about in real life where like, oh, there's a symbiote, like
Yeah, if there's just a random symbiote on the counter, would you inject yourself right now?
that, that's an iffy situation you're talking about, because that's for like, yeah, it's a symbiote, but like you wouldn't even know what that is. You're just gonna be like, I hope I get superpowers. And you just
She's just in a laboratory and there's a fucking.
You could just
vial
be like,
with a little
what if there was a
hand
spider out in the
symbiote?
Amazon that nobody's discovered, and you're just sitting there thinking, well, if I let it bite me, I could get superpowers.
But like,
Dude, if I knew, I'd probably do it.
there's just like so many like powers and like
That
shows
sounds
or
more like
anime.
a Satan thing. If a little black blob showed up and said, I'm a symbiote and I'll give you superpowers, I wouldn't trust it.
But like that's just another thing in like most like
I wouldn't
in
trust
most
it.
like animes or cartoons or superhero movies of
You
like,
could be the first zombie
There's so
and
many
bring down
pow-
the whole fucking human race.
there's so many powers and shows that are like so unirrelevant in today's society. Like imagine you give yourself the fucking Attack on Titan like Titan transformation. The fuck you gonna use that for?
Titan transformation.
To be huge,
To
dude.
do what on a day-to-day
Dude,
basis?
why
You
do
still gotta flip burgers the next day.
Why do you? Well, yeah, but why do you need to do something cool with it? Why can't you just do it because it's fucking sweet?
But what are you gonna use the power for?
What does it matter?
Then why have the power?
Because it's fucking awesome.
You think people
What
are
if it
gonna
was
be
a
like this?
you
superpower?
show
What if it was
the
a
fuck
symbiote and the only power you got was to smell really good?
I smell really good.
Well, I mean, what are the drawbacks?
No, like, what if it was a stupid superpower? Like, symbiote's like, let me host on you, and then, like, you don't
Like,
get,
well, that's what I'm saying.
and you don't
like,
get no superpowers, you actually live shorter. It gets
Yeah.
to live longer.
But like, what's like the fucking
well, then I
like,
wouldn't do that.
It's not gonna tell you, it'd probably trick you.
who's gonna use the fucking Kamehameha?
How do you know? How do you know? You're gonna shake on it first?
Oh, I would.
Like on a day-to-day basis, what are you gonna use that for?
To fuck people up. What are you talking
you're gonna
about?
Are you wanting to
threat.
are you wanting to say Rob Bank or something? Like, it
Then like, you're gonna get attacked.
depends
by,
on
like,
what superpower you have, because I've seen
Yeah.
movies where the dude could look like 9 seconds into the future.
Alright,
and-
look, see, it doesn't matter at this point because if I can use the Kamehameha, then send whatever the fuck you want after me. I'm
But what
gonna
if you could
win.
be easily damaged?
Yeah, you're still fragile.
I still am fragile, but I will fuck you up before
You
you
can't just
can
be
get to me.
Kamehameha to everybody.
Yeah, you're gonna get weakened. You're gonna
You
get
got
picked
shot in
out.
the back with a bullet.
Yeah, you're still gonna die.
It
like-
shot you right in the buttocks.
God, I think you guys are underestimating the Kamehameha.
But like,
here.
there's just so many powers that are like, oh shit, this power's so cool, and then like you're not gonna use it on a day-to-day basis.
I'd rather have Pain's power than a Kamehameha.
Like, what the fuck you use Genjutsus for?
Which, all 6 of them? Because I think I'd rather have that too. Dude, I'd take a Rinnegan over that any day.
Like, what's
bro.
a Genjutsu gonna do? Like, other than like do fucking magic
Dude,
tricks.
no way. I would use Genjutsu all
For
the
what?
fuck. Everything.
It's called manipulation,
Dude,
bro.
yeah, dude.
You rob
everything would be
places?
my- You're like, you do want to give me PTO.
Alright, so let's say if you have
I
a
put
wife-
my boss under a Genjutsu every
So
day.
let's
I
say
would
you
be
have
at
a
work
wife. You wouldn't want
100%, just
Genjutsu
never
if your
have to
wife was
go.
like, you need to do the dishes and clean the house. You'd be like, Genjutsu.
Yeah, right. You put under Genjutsu, you got a couple days more to do whatever you need to do. And then she'll by the
You're
time
just like, be happy.
by the time she figures it out, or you bring
See, so you're saying you
Genjutsu,
wouldn't want to learn.
everything's
There's
all
different
kosher.
situations.
Yeah, there's just like so many
You're
powers.
using Genjutsu at a restaurant, like 20-ounce steak. Not
But who's using the Death Note? Like, come on, who's using the Death Note?
Dude, there's probably a lot of people that would use the death.
Oh,
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean maliciously, but
called
they're gonna
the
find,
Illuminati.
but they're gonna come out like L, and they're just gonna get found out again, or Light. But like, who's gonna use the Death Note on a day-to-day basis? Who the fuck are you gonna write down on there?
Knowing you probably
Dude,
write a
I
couple
mean,
names in that
there's
book.
probably some people that have fucking enemies every day. I think Trump.
Someone
would
bumps
use the
someone
Death Note
bumps
every
into you
day.
on the side of the street, and you're just like,
What's
Write
your
their
name?
down.
Hey, can you sign this petition? Like fucking.
no. That's why you should read petitions first.
That's
No,
probably a good idea.
There's like so many powers in anime. It's like, how the fuck would you need that for what? Like, I mean, there's simple ones like flight or like fucking.
I got a funny story about petitions real quick. I had this lady come up to me when I was doing petitions out in California, and she knew about petitions, and she would sign some of them, but she was like, I'm not going to sign this one. And it was the most paying one that I got signatures for, but still, she was all like, this takes away from school funding, and I'm like, I'm sorry, bitch, I'm just trying to get money, man. Like,
I mean, generally, I don't know. I guess I'd have to read what
I was pushing like
What
10
the
different
petition was
petitions.
for.
There's pluses and minuses to like passing new laws and shit like that.
Did you know what
I read
the
about
petitions were for?
Yeah, if
Alright.
someone had a question, I knew the answer.
That's all
I didn't know the one. I didn't know that she like that part about it though. I'm like, I'm sorry, like don't sign it then. Like,
Well, then also it could have just been something that she thought, and maybe it didn't. But I mean,
it was on.
you
It
never
doesn't
know.
really make sense.
It's in California, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there's probably a lot of people that just make shit up in their head. Just be like, oh, this is doing this, and I know it, but it's really not. Like, it could be one of those situations.
She seems smart. Like she was the one
I
asking
mean,
kind of
but
questions.
I don't think that should be a qualifier anymore, though.
No.
Is if you seem smart. I think that's about over with.
No, I agree with you. I try to pull that card all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, but what?
Speaking of powers, what power would you choose if you could choose a power?
A superpower.
Any superpower.
Any superpower?
Yeah, if you could choose one superpower.
Is there any drawbacks? Is it just
No, just pick
just-
whatever which one you want. What would be the most
Man.
convenient for you? Because I already have mine. Mine's locked in. It's for the same choice I thought.
I mean, I have like a top 5. I don't know if I could pick one.
If I had to pick one. If I had to pick
Telekinesis would be sweet. Like Dr. X or the Professor. Another one, flying or teleportation. But you could fly if you had telekinesis, I think. Like, teleportation would be pretty cool.
Well, telekinesis isn't flying, is it?
You could pick yourself up with telekinesis,
Yeah.
or like go sit on something and then you move. Lift out.
I don't understand why the Professor doesn't levitate all the time. He just rides around.
He
in
does
his
when
chair.
he's in that sweet ass wheelchair.
Yeah. He's the one fucking levitating all around.
I think
It's
so,
like,
yeah.
It probably is, really. Oh man, I don't know.
If it's, I would probably pick Toon Force. Before like Gear 5 came out, I wanted to be like have the power of like a Looney Tunes character, because you could do so much with that. You're practically immortal.
Are we
You
talking
can
about
regenerate,
are we
pull
talking about,
anything out of your
Space
ass.
Jam?
Yeah, like Looney Tunes. Like you could fucking pull a painting on a wall, run through it, and then
Get
so
a
you
safe
can
dropped
teleport.
on your head and you just walk out of it.
Yeah, like, you get burned to
So
a
the
got a
laws
knot
of
on
physics
your
just
head
don't
for a
apply to
minute.
you, and you
Yeah,
live forever.
you get burned to a crisp, and like a hand with a watering can comes out, waters it, a flower pops out, and you
This
pop out
sounds
the
like
flower.
Deadpool. Can I just have the powers of Deadpool?
You just have
Because he regenerates too.
Deadpool's power is like regeneration. He doesn't really have that much of a power. But like Toon Force,
No, dude, he's very intuitive. Like he is
That's
so.
not a power.
that's not a
though.
power.
You don't need to have a power to be a very.
So like being
intuitive.
immortal, and
I don't think being immortal makes you intuitive.
No.
I don't think they go hand in hand.
But like,
no, I didn't mean that. I was talking about just his power.
well, he's just immortal. That's kind of his whole gimmick. He doesn't really have that much of a
I think being
superpower.
immortal and regeneration are two different things. That's two different powers.
Well, you could like completely remove him. He comes back. His immortality is in the form of regeneration. Whether him being impervious or him constantly regenerating, it's still immortality. But no, Toon Force is
Yeah.
like, well, I guess that's considered like world bending, and then I don't know if you would allow like world bending because that is like the atomic. Because you could just wish for I can reshape reality.
I mean, like
that
having
right there is
the Infinity
atomic.
Gauntlet constantly or something.
Yeah, because that right there is like world bending. So if we don't count world bending, because that's a whole different power scale, probably just like power of force and push.
I would have to take the fucking. I would probably just want the shadow clone jutsu.
Shadow clone
Yeah.
jutsu, so you can have so you
You
can
just infinitely, yeah.
so you can sexy jutsu one of them.
So
and-
you, so you can make
So good.
multiple people of yourself. On movie Sky High, there was a character that could sit there and just.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what I would go with.
Yeah, if I'm not counting like world bending or like reality bender abilities, because there is a couple of them, it would probably be like power, force and push, like telekinesis. Because you can control gravity at that point. You could because it also applies to like a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The Force would be cool too.
Because imagine like you
So
work at a
isn't the Force
factory
pretty
now.
much telekinesis?
Yeah.
Like, oh no, I guess not. It's using the Force around you and not really. Your
Yeah, I
mind.
would say. I mean, it kind of acts as telekinesis.
So you can use the energy. You can use the force over things to move them. But like,
Yeah.
Could
But
the
yeah,
professor
but
just shoot
dude,
lightning out of his hand? Like,
you could do. I mean, if I tap into the dark side.
but I mean like, the power of like the power of like telekinesis and force and push. You could work on a day-to-day basis. You could work in a fucking factory and fucking, or like you could like help lift up beam. That's something you can apply to, you know. And flying, what are we gonna do other than just fly around?
The
You know?
Force, man. You can do everything. I could fucking just be MVP at wherever I wanted if I had the Force.
But if too important is to it, because you could just say like reality bending. Oh, I could reshape realities, because then you could just reshape the reality. You don't have every power in the world, so like that's.
Or just reshape reality to make it so everything bends to your will.
what in the professor, he can make other people see different shit and stuff like that. So like that's kind of like mind bending.
You could be going there and just fucking, like, you're dropping acid on their spine and fucking making them see everything that they're not. You think it's like a hallucination when they find out? You think they're just like, or do you, like when they find out, like, if the professor's making them see something, when they find out that he's making them see it and they come back, do you think it felt like
A dream?
Yeah. What do you think it felt like?
Probably like a memory. Like you're seeing a memory.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood powers would also be really cool too.
I never watched it.
Okay.
Yeah, I never watched any of the Full Metal Alchemist.
It was transmutation. You could turn something into something, and it could be you could like turn stone into gold, or you could like turn stone into something with the stone. Like you could turn this, like the slab of stone, you can transmutate it and turn it into like a fucking like a sword or something, or like a gear, or
Oh yeah, see, that'd be dope as shit.
yeah, or you could like just like somebody
It's
turns
like Minecraft with a crafting table.
yeah, it's like or someone had a sigil on his lighter that turned gas into nitrogen and had a lighter. That's how he uses his fucking firepower, the lighter. And so, like, you could transmutate, like, gold into, like, copper, or, like, water into, like, fucking blood, or...
Oh, yeah, dude, that would be dope as shit. You definitely exploit the fuck out of that.
Yeah, and you could make a life, and you could look at a factory making gears.
Just
And
be like,
fucking,
gold's super fucking... And then, like, you...
Well, that'd be like having the Infinity Gauntlet.
No,
The-
you're
the-
doing...
the
You can't
the
create...
Reality Stone.
You can't create mass, you can only change it. Like, you can't, like... You can't create more gold than there was, like... If it's
like a
this...
replication.
If it's this, you can only create this much gold. You can't create more than that.
Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
you couldn't take that and make, like, an unlimited amount.
Yeah, the whole point of Full Metal Alchemist is you can only make what's there. Like, you can thin out...
So, on this TV series, oh man, I can't think of the name of it right now, but it's kind of like Star Trek. On
a
this
good
TV
anime. I recommend
series, they have this microwave where if you just put whatever you want into it and just push ding, it like just makes it there, like whatever it is, food, cigarettes, like a gun, like, but obviously you can't go past the size of the microwave.
Yeah.
They usually they made it to solve world hunger.
But no,
It was just a device that made shit there.
But no, you need to
Didn't
watch.
mean nothing.
You need to watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Like Brotherhood's the remake of it. Watch the Brotherhood.
We haven't actually discovered that laws of physics yet.
Like unironically, it may be the best anime of all time. It may not be my favorite, and I'll admit that. But it's like 9 out of 10 story, 9 out of 10 characters, 9 out of 10 pacing.
I disagree with
9 out of
this.
10 fight scenes, 9 out of 10 action. Like everything on the board is so A that it becomes an A+. Because there's literally no flaw with Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. You could the characters are hateable that are supposed to be hated, the characters that are lovable that are supposed to be loved. Like it may be like handcrafted one of the best animes of all time, and I'm not even like sugarcoating it. It's not my favorite. My favorite is like fucking Bungo Stray Dogs or like Zom 100 or Mob 100. But it's like Full Metal Alchemist. That's always my first go to. Like I need to watch that like tonight, like dead ass. Like if you've watched anime, you need to watch that at once. That is like the fucking like Family Guy of TV. Like at least at some point you've had to watch a single episode of Family Guy. It's just
I've watched a ton of Family Guy. I've seen a lot of Family Guy.
like it's just such a good solid A+ of a show. Like, it's hands down my favorite.
See, I don't really watch. Like, I think a lot of people start getting shit twisted. Like, I don't watch a whole lot of anime. Like, the only anime I've really watched all the way through is Naruto.
And, like,
there's a lot of, like, I've watched Dragon Ball and stuff, but I've never watched any of it, like, all the way
count
through.
Digimon as anime?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Okay, I guess it is an anime, huh?
That's what I was asking.
I've watched Digimon, but I mean, I would say in general I don't really watch a whole lot of anime.
I thought you watched all of Attack on Titan too.
I've never even really watched any Attack on Titan. I've seen clips of it on the internet, but I've been thinking about watching the new Devil May Cry.
I've been thinking about it too. Yeah,
it's pretty good. I thought it was sweet that Johnny Young Bosch is the voice of Dante in that. He does the voice of Nero in the game.
Mm. And
that motherfucker. I think he's probably my favorite actor right now. Well, at least voice actor. He don't really do a whole lot of
mine's still probably Kellen Goff.
who that is. I don't know who that is.
He voices a lot of.
If Johnny Young Bosch wouldn't have been the Black Power Ranger, I wouldn't have known his name.
Kellen Goff. He does. Fucking Freddy Fazbear, like FNAF.
Yeah, no.
He voices the monster. He voices monsters in games. Like, if there's a monster in a game, he's probably
upset because you don't know that.
Yeah. You don't know who fucking Five Nights at Freddy's is? Like
I didn't know that.
The horror, like the fucking.
I mean, I've heard of it, but I don't know anything about it. I know Kai has played that game. Yeah, I know that.
Like, the scream in that is his voice.
One of my favorite voice actors, not like my favorite, but one of my favorites is the dude that did the Chief on Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, yeah, the Ben 10's grandpa?
Yeah, Ben 10's grandpa. Like, that is an iconic voice actor to me. Like,
I think the dude that plays Iruka's pretty out there now, too. He's done a lot.
So there's this not new anime, so on One Piece, a character that just came in towards the end, like one of the big main people, is the voice of Madara.
Is it? That's
like
dope.
It's the exact same. He doesn't switch it up at all. Yeah. So I'm looking at this character. I'm like, oh, I fucking see this Madara talking.
His Madara. English, right?
Japanese.
Oh, Japanese.
Yeah.
The Napa G's. What the fuck are you doing?
Like, this is one of his voices, and this is like no editing, nothing. This is just.
I haven't really heard of that before.
Like, that's cool vocals. That's a cool vocal ability. I mean, like, so like any monsters in horror games, he voices, he does a lot of voicing for monsters, and it's really good voicing. That's why I love him so much.
Yeah.
You know who I hate as a voice actor? Yuri fucking Lowenthal. I hate his voice. Not even
Yuri
that.
Lowenthal, you
voice actor of
suck.
Voice actor of Sasuke. Only reason why is I love all of the characters that he does, but he does the exact same voice, and I have a Yuri Lowenthal detector where I can hear a voice, 100 voices, and be like, that's him, that's him,
I think that's a sign of being gay. It's okay.
Like, I remember watching somebody, I remember sitting on a call with my friend playing Fallout, and he has this fucking, he's just streaming it. I'm like, I'm hearing it in the background, I'm playing a name, it's an NPC talks.
You shouldn't ever admit to anybody that you know a man's voice just by hearing it.
Sasuke!
Yeah, and I'm sitting here playing a game. I see fucking Fallout in my second monitor. I just hear Yuri Lowenthal. I was like, is that Yuri Lowenthal? And he's like, I don't know. And I was like, hold on. What's his name? I check it in the game. I was like, yeah, that's fucking Yuri Lowenthal. Because he does the exact same voice the exact same time. Every single character that Yuri Lowenthal does.
Doesn't Bob's Burgers do that?
Yeah, he does with the Archer and fucking the character for Family Guy.
Yeah, we were watching Archer the other night and I'm like,
oh, is this now does he do this? Is it
no, Yuri Lowenthal just does the exact same voice.
No, but is the character different when he does it? Is the voice same but the character distinct?
They can say different things, yeah.
Personality.
Yeah, but I mean, do you when you hear him as an actor, are you just hearing one character, or can you distinguish between the characters even though the voices sound the same?
I could. You could put me. So I know, like
if they replaced the one character you were just talking about, and it was actually Sasuke, would it be weird?
What do you mean?
Like,
Whole different personality.
yeah, is it believable when he's doing different characters, or do you just?
I just hear Yuri Lowenthal. He doesn't add.
Sasuke.
He doesn't put on an impression. He just does. Like he can show emotion in it. I can detect that, and I can show how well the character is. But he just sounds like Yuri Lowenthal. He doesn't raise his voice when the character speaks.
That's alright.
He
You don't
doesn't
have to raise
lower
your
it.
voice or anything, but
It's like Adam Sandler.
at
He's
least
the Adam Sandler to me. He just his movie, in every Adam Sandler movie is the exact same. That's exactly what his voice
That's
is.
not true. Waterboy was totally different than.
I don't know about that.
He
I
just-
wouldn't say exactly the same, but they have a good formula with the comedian.
No, but so he's saying it's not like when we watched Archer. I remember that voice sounded familiar, but he was playing a whole different persona than he was on Bob's Burgers.
I don't know about that either.
Let's not say whole different.
I was
persona, but he
saying,
was a lot more-
I think pretty much all of that dude. I don't know if it's. I think it's
The voice of
John
your childhood,
Benjamin or
Mark
something.
Yuri Lowenthal. He was the voice of Ben 10.
Ben Tennyson from Ben 10. It's hero time.
Spider-Man in the Spider-Man games.
I'm just your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. My spidey sense is tingling.
Sasuke in Naruto.
Sasuke from Naruto.
Simone from Gurren Lagann.
Who the hell do you think I am? I'm Simon the Digger.
Prince from Prince of Persia.
Prince from Prince of Persia series.
Baron in Guild Wars 2.
The delegation will be so impressed. Saved by not one, but two.
No, there was some little bit.
That
difference
just
in
sounds
it.
like Sasuke right there. That voice right there just sounds like Sasuke.
I don't think so.
I
Maybe when he
mean,
said Sasuke.
I felt like when he did the Sasuke in there, it was like that was like the deepest of the voices.
It was
that
him.
he
It was
did.
him screaming it. Yeah, but no, from him side to side, I could just I don't know why I have this power, but it legitimately pisses me off
He's
because
so hot.
it legitimately pisses me off because I'm tired of hearing his voice. I was playing fucking Helldivers.
He's like, oh.
I was playing Helldivers, and the Helldivers voice line is Yuri Lowenthal, and he just sounds like fucking Sasuke. I hear "For democracy," fucking.
You'd be like, shut up, Sasuke.
Yeah.
Nobody want to hear your bitch ass talk about democracy. You fucking
He doesn't say
Uchiha.
democracy.
No, but I don't know.
Somebody down seen it, yeah.
Have a taste of democracy. Good food for the democracy.
It just sounds like.
It does sound like
It just
Sasuke.
sounds like Sasuke, and I'm tired of hearing his voice. Or there's the Spider. I'm playing Marvel Rivals, and Spider-Man. It just sounds like. All right, hold on.
I think it'll be all right. I don't know, man. You got some kind of deep-seated problem here.
Hello, Moto.
Damn, dude.
Hello.
Hello. I'm gonna pause that while you're talking.
Am I in at 7?
Alright, yeah. I would say we'll cut it there, but that was unexpected. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah?